Why does Japan think Solo Leveling is mid? Reaction, baby.
That Solo Leveling, you've probably seen by now, that Solo Leveling has been named the highest viewed series in Crunchyroll history.
Yes, I have.
That it deserved every single award that it was nominated for during the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Dan what? Frieden who? This is all Jinwoo, baby. Solo Leveling deserved...
Listen, we not getting away with that, my boy. But, you know, I'm gonna let it slide today.
Every award that it got. I mean that with full sincerity. And with all importance in this circle jerk talking about how Jinwoo has so much aura and how this show is so good, Japan couldn't really care less. Because the series creator in a recent interview said that the performance in Japan has been pretty much average compared to every other anime that's been out recently. It hasn't had the same exceptional reception that it's had all over the world. Japanese people just see the series in a little bit different light. I mean,
granted, I did do some research, and they were saying that in the light novel, Korean, like the people who made the Solo Leveling actual novel, they were throwing shots at Japan. So I can't really be mad now that I've actually seen and witnessed that information, but it's still wild. Like, it ain't no way.
I bet when we're comparing things like Aura, they're going to bring out Sazai-san. You want to talk about Jinwoo fighting that wooden bug monster? I'll talk to you about Doraemon talking to this kid, giving him some life advice.
Oh my god.
We are absolutely not the same. And it just got me wondering a little bit, why does Crunchyroll focus so much on some series and just really lessens the impacts on others? Because if we're going to be really honest about this, Solo Leveling was hammered into our brains from the second that it came out. Actually, well before that. Crunchyroll was marketing the hell out of this series.
Granted, it was already being marketed by itself. If you don't know, it was a manga. And before that, it was a light novel. But I first witnessed the greatness and the manga. And we've been watching this anime for fucking years, buddy. Years. So, I mean, Crunchyroll is doing what they have to do. I mean, honestly, it's doing what they need to do. Because a lot of the people who even seen Solo Leveling was years ago, buddy. A lot of people like me have forgotten about it for a long time now. I didn't even know it was coming out, so they needed to market that. Great job on Crunchyroll.
Whenever they could. I mean, they fueled the entire hype train of this being the next big thing. And by now, you could probably see what my opinion of Solo Leveling is. I think it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. Fanboys and everyone all over, hear me now. I like the series. I think it's animated really well. But when it comes to things like the story department and what it does, it's just a normal generic power fantasy. I mean, agreed.
But you can't take away from it that it is one of the best ones. I mean, as much as I would love to say that there is better ones, it is one of the better ones for sure. And the animation that they did, especially in season 2, really just took that from like a great show to like, oh my god, you know, like the animation was crazy. I mean, especially, I mean, you just pulled up Biro. It's right there for you. You can't even lie.
You're going to get this in about 99% of isekai animes that are
Look at it
now. This is a guy that was no one. And
you're not getting this animation, buddy. You're not. Bro, he started a whole... Bro, I mean, granted, we've already had Aura. But if you think of Aura, it's Solo Leveling. It's Song Jinwoo, buddy. That's what you need to realize. I can't lie, my boy. I can't lie.
And then became someone with incredible powers, and now nothing is a hassle or causes him any trouble in life. It's a formulaic story that we've gotten so many times over.
Agreed.
And I think in Japan, since that kind of anime is so common.
Agreed. But look at all these lists right here. Granted, that boy Rimuru is the GOAT. The GOAT. You know what I'm saying? The GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT. All of these other people, you know what I'm saying? I love them. Oh, he put the reincarnated as the appraiser in there? That's lit. Respect. You watch anime. I love that. But all of these anime, they're all great. Exceptional. Especially reincarnated as Islam. For sure, Shangri-La, I love that. I mean, there's a lot. But you can't knock the fact that Solo Leveling season 2, I'm not talking about season 1, season 2 was like, I can't lie, on a whole different level than all of these shows. Even my favorite show, Reincarnated as Islam. You can't knock it. Please do not compare, my boy. As much as I love Rimuru, please.
People just kind of gloss over it. So when we see things like Blu-ray sales and how they're correlated to a series' popularity, we see over here that season 1 of Solo Leveling didn't really perform too well when it first came out.
Of course! There's a lot of people probably like me literally didn't even watch season 1. I didn't watch that show at all because I already knew what was gonna happen. I didn't even know the anime came out! I said, bro, ain't no way. And it, I already knew it was gonna happen, so I skipped the first season. But season 2, episode 3, I was like, I'm bored. I might as well, you know what I'm saying? Might as well. And then I finally watched it, and the animation was crazy. You had to watch it. How could you not? Boom.
I mean, look at the Blu-ray numbers. About 600 or so Blu-rays sold of the series. Something that on its own would seem pretty troubling for the normal series. When on the other side over here, we've gotten the first release window of another series titled Girls in Panzer. Something that I've never heard of before. But it was a slice of life anime. And when we look at how much sales that...
What is that? Bro, you know what? For all y'all who love that show, what is it? I don't care, buddy.
32,000 copies. So we get to see that the Japanese are very
what is that?
Unless they somehow make Jinwoo a high school girl and give him some slice of life moments, I don't think people are going to be buying it all too much in Japan. The things that we value in different TV shows is greatly showing over here with this example. But I wonder if there's also a lot of other circumstances and things that just make it a little bit harder for Solo Leveling to be popular in Japan too. Because,
like I was saying, the other circumstances, one of them I know for sure is that the light novel was talking, throwing some shots, and then they had to take the shots out so that it would be globally acceptable. But they were throwing shots at Japan. I recently just figured that out, which is crazy.
There's also the fact that Solo Leveling was first made as a webtoons manhwa. So it's actually Korean. It's not Japanese.
Yep.
And when they first released this series in Japan, they made 2 separate versions. One that kept everything exactly the way that it was. Probably the version that you and I saw. The one where we know him as Jinwoo. Yeah. Meanwhile, they had the alternate version of the same series that had all of the characters' names and the places and everything that was in that world. It changed it and flipped it to be in Japanese. So there are definitely some cultural tensions there in terms of why that decision was made.
I didn't know that. Props on you for looking that up, my boy. Amazing.
I mean, you can see that they probably do not like a series that probably would have a lot of Korean influence if it was in Japan. That might be one of those unspoken factors about why the series hasn't been doing as well in Japan. I mean, some series that I'm familiar with that I absolutely know do exceptional in Japan are things like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Demon Slayer. Because, oh my god, do Japanese people absolutely eat up anything to do with Demon Slayer. I mean, you think that people here in the West love Demon Slayer? You haven't seen anything yet, okay? So people do adore shonen series in Japan. It's just weird on what they choose to make popular or not. I mean, same thing here. I mean, just take for instance, I think there's also a little bit of influence when it comes to things like memes in causing the series' popularity to just skyrocket. Because Crunchyroll might have been pushing the series a ton when it came to things like advertising it. I feel like people really bought into things like Jinwoo's aura or just the overall hype that the series had in general. These are things that reminded me quite a bit when Kagurabashi was first being released. I mean, come on, you definitely remember. Enough time has passed. That was...
I don't remember that man at all, but, maybe it's a different time for me.
One of the biggest mangas before it even had its first chapter even published. People to this day are still scratching their heads about why it gained a community that large. And the fact of the matter is, it's just because the memes were there. People caught leaks of this series that had... And the fact of the matter is, it's just because the meme...
I'm the best...
were there. People caught leaks of the series that had never been released before, and then they just ran with it, calling it the next best thing without knowing a single thing about it. That guy had 2 swords, and that made him so cool. Maybe there's an element of that. The gag.
I ain't gonna lie, Zoro all the way, buddy.
That large. And the fact of the matter is, it's just because the memes were there. People caught leaks of this series that had never been released before, and then they just ran with it, calling it the next best thing without knowing a single thing about it. That guy had 2 swords, and that made him so cool. Maybe there's an element of that. The gag element, which people are just going to be obsessive over a piece of media if they think it's funny or just entertaining to be a part of. I mean, I can definitely say that Japan probably has those series too, but here in the West, again, we value different things, so the series that we're going to favor is going to be completely different than what they're going to find funny or what they're going to like. All these different things make me question things that the directors say when they come out and say that people really need to support the series if they want to see things like season 3 as soon as possible. Because while here in the West, we're eating the series up, everyone is watching it, it's practically the only anime people have talked about for the last few months. I don't think that carries enough influence or enough weight in terms of Japanese communities to warrant an expedited new season. I don't think that
I mean, well, especially because they think it's mid. Obviously, they're not going to want to force create that. I mean, even if it is doing amazing globally, they don't like it. So it's like, you know, why rush? And take into account that season 3, if I remember correctly, I forgot exactly what parts they're going to be talking about, but I don't think season 3 will really have that many parts in it, aside from Jinwoo. You know, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but I feel like there might be some parts that are going to be fire, but I feel like season 4 is going to be more fire if they get to that part. So I feel like that's another reason they're like, yeah, season 3 is going to kind of be the same as season 1. Season 1, I'm guessing, even I didn't react to it, or I didn't watch it, so it's like, it was okay. And honestly, I'm not gonna rewatch that boy at all. Season 2 was amazing, and I feel like season 4 is gonna be amazing. So they're gonna, as soon as they put out season 3, they're gonna rush season 4. But they're probably gonna wait a little while before they even do season 3, because it's just gonna be like, I don't know if it's gonna be the same hype as before. But we'll see.
These publishers and
who knows, there might be some good stuff.
Anime studios, whoever owns the rights, they don't really care too much about what the Western audience thinks. I mean, things like cancel culture and what we have here are things that barely bother mangaka. So they're still going to have really touchy subjects and really touchy scenes where it's completely gross and disgusting by our standards. By Japanese standards, it's like, well, that's just an average everyday manga. Slightly poking at you, Mushoku Tensei. Japanese manga.
I can't lie, Mushoku Tensei, I ain't watching a single, I ain't watching an episode of that. Literally not. I'd rather watch T-Bait. I'd rather watch T-Bait, my boy. I can't lie. Yo, who's with me? I ain't watch a single episode of that, but I watch T-Bait.
Japanese anime are fundamentally going to be made for a Japanese audience. Regardless of just how far the spread of anime has gone to different communities all around the world, there's only one that is more important than all of the others put together. And that kind of really has to suck when you're trying to pour your heart into a certain series, but again, people in your own hometown, home country don't even care. Regardless, where I stand on everything is that I truly, wholeheartedly believe Frieren should have been the series that Crunchyroll backed. I'm sorry, no.
I'm not sorry, honestly. I would much rather have Solo Leveling, bro. I didn't even finish Frieren. It was too slow for me. I can't lie to you. And that just is what it is, guys. We all have differing opinions, different things that we like, and that's it. But I'm happy that they did Solo Leveling. But if they're just talking about season 1, ain't no way. Ain't no way. They're on some, you know, ain't no way, buddy.
Not sorry, actually. Frieren should have been the series that honestly I feel like deserved more hype, more ads, more everything. Crunchyroll should have put all of their eggs in one basket when it came to...
Never. I can't lie, you can't even do that in real life. Hey, listen, I can't lie, you can't even do that in real life, my boy. It just don't work that way. As much as the movies, the fairy tales, all of that make it seem, man, you gotta move until you're like locked into something, my boy. That's just how it's gonna be. And Frieren, You know, I heard it was a great show. I didn't seen a few episodes, probably like 8 or something. It's cool, but I would much rather watch the Apothecary Diaries over that. By far, 10 times, bro. I watched the Apothecary Diaries about 20 times, 30 times before I watched the show. That's just how, you know, I am. We're all different.
Feeding, but for whatever reason, I feel like they just thought that it didn't have enough mainstream appeal. Even though I think that if they would have pushed it a little bit more, people would have just obsessed over it like crazy. The same feverish fan base that exists for Solo Leveling, I swear, would have existed for Frieren. I just think it would have taken them a little bit more when it came to marketing it. Who knows? But with that, I think that pretty much just rounds off my thoughts on this Solo Leveling situation.
GG's. Make sure y'all follow the boy. What's his name? Bayfond. Sorry. My bad. Bayfond. Definitely follow, subscribe. Make sure y'all tune in. Great video. We had some differing opinions, but I'm happy we can communicate like this. This is a great time. And what are you guys' opinions in the comment section below? How do you guys feel about this? And also, do you guys agree with my takes, or do y'all agree with his? Let me know. I'm very, very interested. Fly on the Sword of Silence, we're out. Let me know what you want me to react to next. Deuces.